Hello and welcome, I'm Miraj and you are watching Tech It Out. Now it might be a coincidence, but all the stories that we've been exploring over the last week have had a strong emotional quotient, which is appropriate. If we had to identify one enduring theme for the year, then it would be not about advancement in technology, but about how that technology has made us feel. So for this episode, we thought we'd bring you stories of hope about how a VR headset is being used to help prepare prisoners for life outside the prison walls. A robot dog that is guiding visually impaired passengers through the labyrinth of a subway station. A pet that is powered by AI. Drones recreating a giant game of Tetris. This is the last episode of Tech It Out for 2025, and it has been a remarkable year. Now, Time magazine has always had a tradition for over 100 years of naming a person of the year, somebody who's left an indelible mark on the world and shaped global events. This year, they finally hit a wall. Now, 2025 will always be remembered as the year that artificial intelligence made astonishing advancements. It's been a collective effort, so in a departure from tradition, here are Time's 2025 People of the Year, the architects of AI.
For nearly a century, Time magazine's Person of the Year has spotlighted a single defining figure. But in 2025, Time has broken from tradition. This year's most influential person is not one, but all the architects of artificial intelligence. Rather than a single face, Time has chosen a collective, the people designing, funding, and steering the AI revolution. On one cover, the letters AI stand at the center, surrounded by workers, a visual metaphor for a technology shaping every layer of society. The other cover is a portrait of power, featuring NVIDIA's Jensen Huang, Meta's Mark Zuckerberg, ex-owner Elon Musk, and AI godmother, Fei Li, among others. Together, they represent the brains and billions driving the fastest technological shift in a generation.
Today, NVIDIA is the computing platform that powers the global AI ecosystem. AI is transforming every industry, from scientific research and healthcare to energy, transportation, and logistics.
This one I think is actually probably the biggest AI news that we have today. We're adding natural voice interactions to Meta AI.
Should be quite concerned about, because if the robot can follow you anywhere, then what if they just one day get a software update and they're not so friendly anymore? Then we've got a James Cameron movie on our hands.
I do recognize the privilege and responsibility of being one of the pioneering women in AI. I'm not the only one in my field. There are people who have came before me, and there are many more coming after me.
Time's cover story examines how AI transformed the world in 2025 in ways described as both extraordinary and sometimes frightening. The issue includes interviews with Huang, whose chips now power much of the AI boom, and investors like SoftBank CEO Masayoshi Son, betting big on a future built on algorithms. It tracks how a technology once limited to labs and code has moved rapidly into classrooms, workplaces, hospitals, and homes. But the story does not shy away from AI's darkest questions. It examines the death of a 16-year-old boy in California whose parents are suing ChatGPT maker OpenAI, claiming conversations with the chatbot played a role in their son's suicide. A tragic case that has intensified debate around safety, accountability, and how much power should ever be handed to machines that sound human. All of this is unfolding as big tech pours billions into AI, from data centers and chip making to chatbots embedded directly into everyday apps. The boom, ignited by OpenAI's launch of ChatGPT in late 2022, shows no sign of slowing. The chatbot now reaches around 800 million users each week. At Meta, Zuckerberg has reportedly reoriented the entire company around AI, weaving it into Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook. And on Time's cover, he appears alongside Huang, Musk, Lai, Altman, AMD CEO Lisa Su, Anthropic's Dario Amodei, and Google DeepMind chief Demis Hassabis.
AI is our #1 priority, and we're at the beginning of an incredibly exciting time for the industry as AI transforms virtually every business, improves our quality of life, and reshapes every part of the computing market.
I think there's so much surplus demand in the world right now, and these systems are so good at helping with tasks, but for the most part today, not current jobs, that I think in the short term, the picture actually just looks pretty good.
And I've dedicated my whole life to advancing AI because I really believe in the potential it has to improve the lives of billions of people.
By naming the architects of AI as Person of the Year, Time has made a statement that history is no longer being shaped by a single leader, but by networks of code, capital, and compute.
There's order and then there's chaos, and I think it's a natural human instinct to try and bring order to chaos. Human beings love to fix things, and that is the secret behind the enduring appeal of one of the world's most loved video games, Tetris. Now in Dubai, people like to do things larger than life, and Tetris enthusiasts have created a larger than life version of the game using drones and projections and what have you. This one is for Tetris enthusiasts.
Unless you've been living under a rock, chances are you've mashed buttons playing Tetris at some point. The 40-year-old classic video game recently got a sky-high upgrade in Dubai. For one night, the Dubai frame transformed into the world's largest fully playable game of Tetris. Not on a screen or a wall, but suspended mid-air. More than 2,000 drones lit up the night sky, turning a global icon into a live esports arena. What made this different was the scale and the stakes. The drone-built game stretched 150 meters high and 93 meters wide, making it the largest playable Tetris installation ever created. And for the first time, an official Tetris match was played live in open airspace. No LED facade, no digital screen, just precision-driven drones, playing a game millions grew up with in the sky. A massive supercomputer processed every move in real time, sending instructions to the drones, which lit up in sync to mirror the gameplay. This wasn't just a visual spectacle, it was a global esports showdown. 60 national champions from 60 countries descended on Dubai, all chasing the first ever Red Bull Tetris World title. Over 2 days, players fought through seeding rounds and head-to-head duels on a version of Tetris supercharged with gravity shifts, speed boosts, and the highly coveted golden Tetrimino. The game was about adaptability, split-second decisions, and keeping your cool while the sky watched. Meanwhile, a live performance by artist El Aveli and the Firdaus Orchestra reimagined the iconic Tetris theme. After hours of high-pressure play, it came down to 2 finalists, Fehmi Atalar of Turkey and Leo Solorzano of Peru. Solorzano stepped up first, using clinical T-spins and perfect timing. He built momentum fast. When his 5 minutes were up, the score was locked in. With over 57,000 points, the target was set.
Playing Tetris on drones was a unique experience. It was so amazing seeing all the pieces, all the lights inside the Dubai frame. It was astonishing.
Knowing exactly what he had to beat, Atalar started cautiously. As the clock ticked down, the score climbed. 2/3 of the way through, he crossed the line. When time expired, the drones lit up the final number, 168,566 points. With this, Fehmi Atalar was crowned the first ever Red Bull Tetris World Final champion.
I would say that's not the thing we can describe it in words, because that is one of a kind and we should actually show them with the videos, not the word itself. I mean, I feel amazing right now. Over 5 years, maybe 5 years of my life went to Tetris, and it's just worth it right now. I can say it's worth it right now with this World Championship.
The Dubai Frame Showdown signals a new era for competitive gaming, proving that esports, drones, and live entertainment can stack up to something unforgettable.
Anybody who's ever been to Japan will tell you just how crazy Shinjuku subway station is. I mean, good luck finding your way there. Apparently, Shenzhen station in China is no less confusing, but passengers now have help from an unexpected quarter, a robotic powered by AI canine called Xiaosuan. While it may not have the olfactory powers of dogs, Xiaosuan can map the station using artificial intelligence and real-time maps, and using those, it can guide visually impaired passengers through the subterranean labyrinth of Shenzhen station. What an exciting story. Have a look.
Metro stations are among the most complex public spaces in a city. Multiple levels, constant motion, ever-changing conditions. For visually impaired passengers, navigating this environment often requires assistance. From staff, from strangers, from memory and routine. Now, at one station in Shenzhen, China, that dynamic is being quietly tested. Shenzhen Metro has launched an experimental AI-powered robotic guide dog for visually impaired passengers, the first deployment of its kind in the global rail transit industry. The trial is underway at the Huangmugang Transportation Hub in the Futian district. The robot is nicknamed Xiaoxuan, which means little garlic. It is compact, unobtrusive, built to operate amid moving crowds without drawing attention. Xiaoxuan is not a novelty device. It is a mobility aid designed to function in live station conditions.
I think the biggest advantage of an AI-powered robotic guide dog is probably its better focus. A real guide dogs have thoughts and lives. They have their own moods. Sometimes while walking, there might be things that catch their attention, and it's hard to avoid moments of distraction. But an AI-powered robotic guide dog wouldn't have this issue. I feel that's one of the biggest differences between them.
Xiaoxuan uses a combination of advanced AI systems to understand its environment. Multimodal 3D voxel neural network sensing allows it to build a detailed map of space in real time. Integrated indoor and outdoor planning systems help it understand complex transport hubs as connected environments. Large visual language models enable object recognition and spatial awareness. To the robot, every step is a calculation, every turn a decision. Xiaoxuan is designed to do more than just move. It plans routes autonomously, navigates with precision, avoids obstacles as they appear. It tracks tactile paving to stay within accessibility paths.
I believe AI-powered robotic guide dogs can better facilitate our integration into society as visually impaired individuals.
Passengers can use voice commands to request guidance to designated service points within the station. When the task is complete, the interaction ends simply. Another voice command sends the robot back to its docking position.
It's really hard to imagine what life inside a prison must be like. You're isolated, you're cut off from the world, you have no idea what's going on outside. Outside, cities are growing, technology is advancing. Which is why for prisoners who've been inside a prison for many years, a life outside the prison walls is a prospect that's really intimidating. Inside a California prison, now they're using VR headsets to help long-serving inmates prep for a life outside the prison walls. It's an amazing story. Have a watch. Inside prison walls, time moves differently. Concrete corridors stretch endlessly, and days are measured in routines, nights in silence. For the men and women incarcerated in prisons, the world outside goes from being distant to one that they can't relate to. Cities grow, technology changes, and life on the outside can seem foreign and intimidating. In a California prison, authorities are trying virtual reality to help inmates prepare for life in the real world. For most individuals, it's the first encounter with the technology. Not surprisingly, the experience can feel overwhelming, especially for those who have been incarcerated for a long time.
I've been going 20 years. The world has changed drastically, like crazy, with this technical age. So learning how to use VR, it was a little challenging, just a little bit. Even just putting the headset on, taking your hat off and having to do that, that's a whole little thing in itself. So But yeah, it was pretty interesting. Once I got the hang of everything, moving the controllers, I guess you have 2 controllers you move around. It has a beam. You point at whatever, they have videos, and you point at the content, and they'll play it for you, and you get to like visualize what's happening out there. And it's total 360. You're totally somewhere else.
From using an ATM, walking through a store, even resolving a conflict, skills most of us take for granted. For some, the experience is also a way to escape the mental strain of incarceration.
Even though you may physically be incarcerated, you don't have to be mentally incarcerated. You understand what I'm saying? So you can actually liberate yourself. You may physically be here, but mentally and spiritually you can actually transcend this environment.
The program combines immersive experiences with practical training. Participants move through virtual cities, natural landscapes, and everyday scenarios designed to mirror the challenges they will face once released. The activity is aimed at building confidence by teaching essential life skills, all within a safe, controlled environment.
The content that we build is based off of our experiences and what could help other folks in the future, and also the folks that are inside inform our content. So those are like examples of how I feel like the virtual reality really can reduce stress, develop pro-social skills, and help folks as they re-enter.
But it goes beyond skills. The experience can be transformative. Inmates are reminded of what the world outside is like and given reinforcement to change their lives.
Most of our folks have never been off their block, let alone out the country. So they see Thailand, and so many times people would take off the headsets and they'd be crying because they'd be like, I never knew the world was beautiful. I never thought this was for me. I want to go to Thailand now, I'm going to change my life, right? So something as simple as that helped them radically reimagine their trajectory.
Over time, participants gain familiarity with technology, improve their problem-solving abilities, and develop strategies for navigating social interactions and potential stressful situations that they will encounter when they finally leave the prison walls. I'd like to end with a story. In the 1990s, the world woke up to the ozone crisis, and we realized that the chlorofluorohydrocarbons, which are used in refrigerants, air conditioners, etc., were depleting the ozone layer. The world realized the significance of this problem, came together, the Montreal Protocol was signed, and we no longer use CFCs. The ozone problem is in fact solved, and the levels should be back to normal by 2060. It's a great example of how global collective action can tackle existential crises. Why do I bring this up? Because AI has become like an arms race. It's all about action and reaction. ChatGPT 5.2 was released in December, not because it was ready, but because Gemini 3.0 had been released and had become incredibly popular. The world needs to be on the same page when it comes to artificial intelligence. We need collaboration, not competition. It can be done. We've done it before. On that hopeful note, folks, I am going to sign out. Have a great 2026. Enjoy yourselves. Keep watching WION. Like us on social media. This is Miraj signing out. Until next year, have a good one, people.